Hello, this is Diego Mangabira, and in this episode of Mindset, I want to talk to you who need to mentalize, change your mind, and especially achieve this prosperous mindset regarding money in everything you are doing. And what are you doing wrong? Are you facing any problems with money, prosperity, and abundance? Stay in this episode of Mindset, which will certainly change your life. Come with us. I start by inviting you, if you haven't yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, click here on the subscribe button, this red button. In addition, click on the bell next to it, which will be next to this red button, so you can receive firsthand all the news about new videos and also the lives and studies that have been made available here on YouTube. If you're listening to us on another platform, whether it's Spotify, Google Play, or iTunes Store, just go to our YouTube channel to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Great! So, I will present to you 3 strategies to revolutionize your prosperous mindset, mainly to deal with yourself and how you are dealing with money, okay? The first strategy is about stopping accepting everything for free. Stop looking for everything for free. What happens with people is that they look for everything for free. And then, in this case, the main argument is, I don't have money, so I'll go after everything that's free, whatever is free, I'll do. I will always say to people, I will use the science of the verb, I will express it in relation to everything I access on the internet and with the people around me. If I can't buy something, if it doesn't require me to spend money now, I'll do it. This is sometimes out of necessity, of course. Sometimes we don't have the money at that moment, at that exact moment. But most of the time, it becomes an addiction. So much so that when you have money, even when you have money, you don't invest. And since the universe works with what we say, sometimes in a simple way, of giving and receiving, let's say, but it's the principle of rhythm, of movement. If you are only looking for things for free, you won't receive anything, because, in fact, it's a science of exchange. It's a science of spirituality that some people talk about timidly, about you being in constant movement. If you are looking for everything for free solutions, you know that there are things that you pay for that are not helping, and you, in fact, don't justify this. That is, there are things that have the best value and greater value in your life at this exact moment. However, there are some things that you don't question paying for. So, some practical examples. You look for a professional because you think you need that professional, even because of your life history, right? This, in fact, depends from person to person, but what we see, even in scientific research, is that people look for old ways and think they don't have new results. So, I go to the doctor, psychologist, psychiatrist, psychoanalyst, take medications, and then, in this case, there are costs, which, in fact, are expenses. You never justify, no, I need to pay. But, in fact, if there's something different from them, you want it for free. So what happens? Often, even in our own work, we face many people who come to us looking for our work, and, in fact, don't have this justification. Then the person says, but I'm not getting money. And we even notice, with some types of strategies, both those who use our lives, our work, our courses, and training, it is noticeable that there is a spacing, an interval that, in fact, you don't even see. Because, for you, it's normal, it becomes an addiction. We think that free is the gratis, which, in fact, is to help you get to know a certain professional, or even the professional, and sometimes even to know a certain service that you didn't know. Cool. So much so that there are companies that use market strategies, and I really like the strategy because I even graduated in it, I really like business. So, there are companies that do this. The biggest idea is that it's free, but there's always some extra product for those who want to go deeper and mainly have a revolution. And what happens most of the time is that you never want to make a revolution and still think you have few results and don't know why. Surely, it's because it's free. If you are a person who is looking for free stuff, surely the universe will not give you anything for free. Because, in fact, there is effort, there is the law of exchange, of giving and receiving, which you can use, but more than that, movement. Pay close attention. This may be your case at this exact moment. You are looking for everything for free, you want solutions your way, but the universe doesn't work your way. It works with what it is, actually. We can call it a universe that you want, call it God of the universe, Creator, Buddha, Christina, Allah, the great architect of the world, the way you want to call it a universe. Here, within the Academy, even to facilitate our explanation here, explaining a little bit within our videos, but the universe works like this, it's movement. If you are blocking this movement with just free, looking for free things, right, life free, you will not receive. Because, in fact, you are extracting from people, pulling to you. And if you only want to receive, you won't get the opposite either. Pay close attention to this, which is the first strategy, even to alert you why your prosperous mind is so shaken, so toxic. The second strategy is that you need to invest time, money, and especially effort in transforming your mind. This, in fact, is what people least understand. And when we make an analysis, especially in relation to millionaire, billionaire people, we make an analysis of how they behave daily. So, if you take a case of a person you admire, in fact, which person do you admire? You have to think about it. Because if it's not a millionaire, billionaire person, a person who has money, you're in the wrong place. Of 2, 1, it's even better to leave this video, because that's not what you want in your life. We have to think a lot about it because even if that person is your friend, that's not the point I want to make. But you have to look for examples that can help you understand, to outline your strategy. This is very important. So, when we see a successful person, for example, Warren Buffett, you have Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, you have, for example, Jeff Bezos, you have Antonio Emilio de Moraes, who has already passed away. You have, for example, people next to Secupra, the people from Sanjo Grande, in the book Foi Grande, anyway, several people. Ayrton Senna, you have, for example, great entrepreneurs not only in Brazil but also abroad. Anyway, whatever strategy they use, they study every day. They read a lot every day, they have a goal of books per month, per week, they have a goal that is motivational videos every day. Sometimes it can be audiobooks, you put the sound, you're in traffic, in the car, you're listening to what? The podcast, the audio. So, there is a daily exercise in relation to you feeding yourself with energy and sharing positive actions, always protecting yourself from negativity and not fleeing the world. People think it's running away from the world. Quite the opposite. In fact, if you emanate love, if you send light, if you emanate prosperity, you wish that for people. But if people don't want to receive that, you don't have an obligation to accept other people's negativity either. Pay close attention to this. What happens is that when you have this consistency, which is what is missing for people, because they don't set goals. They think, in fact, that just watching a little video will work. This is not the purpose. But that's not how a prosperous mind works, because you have to become it. And the becoming always will become. There is no day that, for example, wow, I'm 100% ready. The concept of humility is very well known here because those who actually have a prosperous mind will never think they know everything. If you know someone who has money and thinks they know everything, they certainly don't have a prosperous mind. Because the concept of humility is not equal to poverty. Humility, in fact, you find in a materially rich person as well as a materially poor person, which has to do with the 5 wealths: physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, and material humility. We have to think about this aspect, especially in your life, the way you have dealt with studies. Then, in this case, you create justifications. I don't have time, I don't have money, I don't have effort, it's all the hustle and bustle, none. This video is actually not helping me because it's not my way. So, you create a series of expectations and a series of justifications. And this optimism is the lack of your excessive ego and pride you have, will prevent you from getting where you want to go. Deep down, you have a problem with money that you don't want to admit, you don't know how to deal with it. You make money but lose it all. Prosperity comes, but then it goes away. What happens with this? Actually, you are with the wrong people. Maybe you're in the right job, being the person, in the wrong job, being the right person. You are not opening your eyes to the signs of the universe. That is mainly about you being alert. This prevention comes from studies, comes from you exercising a little more every day. The third aspect has to do with something I've mentioned before, but it's about getting closer to people who have a prosperous mind, that prosperous mentality. Maybe in your circle of friends, there is no person. It could be that person who, every weekend, goes out for a beer, always says they don't have money, but always has money for beer and trips on holidays. That is it your case? Or even your friend's friends, which happens quite often. And then, in this case, the same thing has to do with your family. And mainly, family greatly influences our beliefs, and not only beliefs or limiting beliefs but the way we change when we are children and then evolve in adolescence and adult life. But this is no excuse for you to continue saying, and I will die this way, which we call the Gabriella syndrome. I was born like this, I am like this, I will die like this. Quite the contrary. You have this power of the universe within you. It is capable of attracting everything you want, actually revitalizing, transforming yourself in a way that you actually want to be closer to where you want to be. So, if you want to get closer to people like that, you have to frequent different places. You have to study different things, which was point 2. You have to watch videos of people with these different styles, frequent groups. So, even on social networks, let's say, for example, you have tools like Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, YouTube, anyway, several social networks. So, what types of content have you been consuming? Getting closer, after all, there are many people who have sought this type of content. And sometimes, in your city, there are people who have groups, even, who meet in groups that we even call negotiator, personal networking, relationship people, who talk about this. Maybe even in the sense of entrepreneur and entrepreneur, something like that. But it's something that you desire the best, be more positive, exercising your prosperous mind. So, it's very important that you do this recycling. And, in the middle of the process, surely, this will also require you to distance yourself from some people because there is no victory without giving up some things. It's no use wanting both at the same time, in the sense of wanting success and failure at the same time. What happens most of the time is that someone is holding you back. It could even be your wife, your husband, this happens a lot. So, in this case, talk, see what the person wants, understand the other person's point of view as well. Maybe the other person also has a limiting belief and needs your help to improve this aspect. Pay close attention, and even delete groups from social networks, you know? Leave them, even at home, and get worried about what people will think. But nobody pleases everyone. So, pay close attention to this. Maybe you are trying to please everyone, but in trying to please everyone, you will never reach the prosperity you so desire. Pay close attention to this because this aspect, in relation to you looking for the right people, even comes into the concept of Enron, which is a bit old and everyone repeats, which is about the 5 people you study the most, read the most, see the most. It's not use, in the sense of studying, that you are close to. So, pay close attention to these 5 people. If these 5 people are more toxic, don't talk about prosperity, don't exercise a prosperous environment, you get very closed in relation to this model of success. But you know that deep down, it is not your model of success. If you want to create a new model of success. So, be prepared to take a leap, a quantum leap in relation to this aspect, in relation to the prosperous mind. And just to conclude, then, in summary, we talked about 3 aspects. Pay close attention, these 3 strategies can help you today, if you implement them today. The first has to do with free. Pay close attention. You are only looking for free products, free courses, and you are not investing your money, you are not investing your time. It's what the science of rhythm, the principle of rhythm, which is a science from antiquity, teaches to our students at the Academy of Alchemy of the Mind, in the courses. The second aspect, we talked about how to study, how to qualify yourself. Personal development is very important. Billionaires and millionaires, people who have money, are not necessarily people who are millionaires, but people who manage to have a passive, even sustainable, income are people who study every day. And the third, pay close attention, are those friendships, in quotes, sometimes that are preventing you from moving forward in your life, okay? If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I invite you again to click on the red button here, subscribe, and activate notifications with the bell. Through the bell, you will receive, firsthand, any video that is in premiere or even any live or way that is available for us to talk, okay? I wish you all a great day, lots of light, and much prosperity for you. A hug, and we'll see you in the next videos.